Hello, this is Joe, and welcome back to my channel. The last trading day was December 5. Let us first take a quick look at the broad market performance. The major indices dipped a little bit yesterday. The charts look a bit dangerous. It looks like the market is losing some momentum and a pullback is imminent, so keep that in mind when you buy stock. Right now you should be looking for good opportunity to lock in your profit rather than aggressively buying. However, as we will see later, there are still stocks that I think are good buy. Let's take a look at the stocks we have been following lately. First up is Snowflake. It dropped by 1.85% yesterday, which is not much compared to the gain 2 days ago. Right now the chart still looks quite bullish. I believe we are just standing at the beginning of an uptrend. The slight pullback yesterday is actually a good opportunity to build your position. If you have not yet bought Snow, it is still not too late to buy. Next up is COM. It looks like the upward momentum has slowed down a bit. The price of COM may have reached a short-term high. If you have already established a position in the stock, we may want to consider taking some profit off the table to lock in your gains. This will allow you to preserve your capital and be ready to re-enter the position if the stock pulls back further. Next, let's look at ONON. The trading volumes have been relatively low recently, and the price has not moved by much. The stock has been consolidating for the past few days. Given the lack of momentum and the chart looking a bit tired, I believe this is a good opportunity to sell your position in ONON. By doing so, you can avoid the potential risk of a pullback and be positioned to potentially re-enter the stock at a more attractive entry point in the future. Turning to Albemarle, it continued to drop by 1.47% yesterday. However, I won't be too worried about ALB. The chip distribution shows those who bought ALB at a price above 111 have sold their position. The volatility in the last 2 days are actually pretty common before the start of an uptrend. So if you have cash on the side, I would consider this as a good opportunity to add some Albemarle to your portfolio. Next up is Shopify. Yesterday we had a candlestick with a long upper shadow, indicating indecision in the market. It is still trying hard to break out the resistance level around $115. The stock may still choose to consolidate at the current level for a while longer, and it is uncertain whether it will immediately break out and move significantly higher. So right now, I think it is a little risky to hold Shopify. I am not saying the uptrend for Shopify is over. I just mean that it is not worth the risk to hold Shopify at the moment, as there may be better opportunities elsewhere. Next up is Shift4 Payments. The stock rebounded a little bit yesterday, but from the chart, you can see that the bulls and bears are fighting fiercely to take control. It is unclear who is going to win at the moment. However, the interesting thing is that the closing price is almost exactly $102, which coincides with the closing price on November 24th, a day with huge buying volume. This suggests the stock could be very volatile in the short term. Given the uncertainty, I believe it is too risky to buy Shift4 Payments at the moment. I recommend that you stay away from the stock until the trend becomes clearer. Next is United Airlines. UAL stock price continues to trend upwards. It gained over 3% yesterday and the chart still looks bullish. If you are holding UAL at the moment, you can continue to hold it as the stock may keep going up in the near future. Next is Boeing. The chart for Boeing still looks bullish, but some investors who bought Boeing at a price over $179 are still stubbornly holding on to their position. That may create some selling pressure. However, I still think Boeing is a good buy in the long run. If you are interested in buying Boeing, I think you can consider building your position now as the stock has the potential to move higher. Next is TDOC. The price of TDOC dropped another 2.09% yesterday. As I mentioned in the previous video, it is pretty common to see a pullback after a stock breaks out of a consolidating range. So right now, I am not too worried about TDOC. In fact, if the price of TDOC continues to dip further, you can consider building your position on TDOC. I maintain a medium to long-term bullish stance on TDOC and believe it has the potential to move higher in the future. Next is FSLY. As I said in my previous videos, I believe FSLY's price is going to go up further, as we are only at the beginning of this uptrend. Whenever there is a pullback, it creates a good opportunity for you to buy more FSLY. The short-term target for FSLY is $11.5. If you are holding FSLY at the moment, hold it tight and do not sell, as you should be able to make some very nice profits in the next few trading days. Next is SoFi Technologies. I have warned you in the previous videos that SoFi might experience a pullback after its recent strong rally. And that's exactly what happened yesterday, with SoFi dropping 4.11%. Given the uncertainty around whether this is just a small pullback or a larger downward move, I recommend you stay away from SoFi for now and wait for a clearer entry point with less risk. It's best to be cautious and let the trend develop further before considering a position in SoFi. Next is Upstart. In the last video, I said Upstart will take more time consolidating between $70 and $80, and right now is not a good time to buy. I maintain that position, as the chart still looks a bit tired. It's unclear whether the uptrend will continue or not, so we need to wait for some more time to see a clear trend develop before potentially entering a position. Next is FSLY Aviation. Although it dropped by 3.99% yesterday, the overall chart still looks bullish. If you want to build a position in FSLY, I believe now is a good time to start doing so. The next support level is around $150, so if you want to be more cautious, you can wait for the price to drop to that level before establishing a position. However, the current pullback could present a favorable entry point for those looking to take a position in the stock. Next, we have Unity. The company has seen a nice gain of 4.9% with large trading volume, indicating strong investor interest. The chart of Unity looks very bullish, and I would recommend that you consider holding or even adding to your position in the stock. In fact, if you are looking to buy Unity, it may not be too late, but you should hurry as stocks like Unity can sometimes move up very quickly. Moving on, let's take a look at Newell Brands. The chart for NWL still looks very bullish, and I believe it is still not too late to add the stock to your portfolio. I maintain my previous short-term target of $11.5 for NWL, so there is still potential for some nice profits to be made. It's worth noting that almost everyone currently holding NWL is in a profitable position, and the selling pressure appears to be minimal. In my view, this is just the beginning of an uptrend for Newell Brands. Next up is PAGS. I would suggest keeping a close eye on the stock, as another day of heavy trading volume could signal that it is poised to take off. The current volatility seems to be driven by investors who bought PAGS at a price above $11 being forced to sell their positions. Once the selling pressure is released, I believe an uptrend for PAGS could begin. Finally, we have Atlas Energy Solutions. The bulls and bears are still locked in a battle for control of this stock, and it may take a few more days before we see a clear winner emerge. Given the uncertainty, I do not believe it is a good time to enter a position in Atlas Energy Solutions at the moment. That's it for today. If there are any other stocks you'd like me to analyze in future videos, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more analysis and insights. Until next time, stay informed and happy trading.